Alrighty, hello. It is Saturday night. We are back, another live stream, working on this Ghouls de Lanza tonight, giving away an MG F91. Should be fun as always. Welcome everybody who's been here before, welcome anyone who's new. As usual, I'm going to jump into the chat and say hello. Before I do, a couple quick things. Number one, if you enjoy these streams, definitely go hit that like button. Helps more people see the stream, which I think is good for us. Helps grow the stream and brings with it other perks, I guess you could say, as the stream grows. Number two, we do have a sale going on this weekend at mechawarehouse.com. Code StPat10. See it at the top of the screen here for 10% off all in-stock items. That's going all throughout the weekend. Ends midnight Eastern time tomorrow, Sunday. So take advantage of that if there's anything we have in stock that you need. And what else? I guess that's the main stuff. Giving away an MG F91. Yeah, so I guess I'll jump into the chat and say hello, and then I'll get back to the building. What's up, Josh Figueroa? Dylan Dull, Realtime 88, Wolfpack, Massive Attack, Time 88. We're going to watch the Witch Mercury live stream marathon on Gundam Info's YouTube next week. I'm not. I still need to get caught up. I'm still, I think, a few episodes left to go to be caught up on Witch. I should try to do that sooner rather than later, because the new season should be coming soon, I think, right? What's up, Mimic Senpai, Cobalt Wolf, James Schulenberg, Jason S, Kyle Dixon, A Random Hero, Depeche, Matthew Mahoney. We're getting some rooms switched around, so I haven't been able to build for like a month. Starting to take its toll. Well, hopefully you can, I guess, build vicariously through me for the day if you can't build yourself just yet. But hopefully you'll be back up to that soon. What's up, my channel? Baron Radium. It's been a long day. I've been looking forward to sitting down, relaxing, some gunplay, and awesome people. Sounds good to me. What's up, the Time Sink? Platonic Boo. And I was playing Diablo 4 beta. I haven't touched Diablo since like Diablo 2, I think. Lots of wasted hours, especially on Diablo 1 back in the day. What's up, Craig Homan, James McDonald, Daniel Morgan, Rick Henriquez, Kazuki Ino, Israel Knight, Rise Death, Lego Yoda, Kilo Delta, MZ, The Monster Trio, Radagast. Hey Nick, hope you had a good day. It was an okay day. I feel like I spent way too much of it yelling at my kids though, trying to encourage them to do the cleaning up that they were supposed to do. Anyone else had that problem with their kids where a task that should take like 15 minutes turns into 4 hours to, clean up the living room or whatever? It's so frustrating. Let's see. Skids Custom, Sodasmith Gaming, Velcro Shoe Guy, Rosanero, DRS 1138, what's up? Monster Trio currently building the Witch Mercury gun bit stands. Interesting. How are those? What's up, James McDonald, Aaron Nelson? Think I'm caught up. What's everybody up to tonight? Everybody building? Everybody working on something? Or about 15 minutes into 4 days? I could see it going there. The amount of... I'm pretty sure each of my kids spent more time in time out today than the task should have taken. It was very frustrating. Call it a success. My kid did a task when asked. The problem with some of the guys I work with, I can believe that. Better really start on my AOZ April build. Nice. Maybe I should do an AOZ April. I got one. Is it a Wound Ward or Hazenflay or something? I forget what it even is, but it looks really cool. I want to build it and paint it. I think Aaron's working Ariel. Finally got one this week. Nice. Except I finally working the PG from the charity stream. First PG ever. Nice. Of course, my daughter was testing me today, and then she went home with mom. Currently struggling to work on the MG Charzaku again. Sickness has made it difficult to do anything for a week now. That's rough. Playing the Bell Gundam, watching World Baseball Classic, and listening to you. What's up with Stealthy Bedlam? YouTube canceled it out, and I didn't see. Dope. Jackson, hey Nick, thanks for getting my order to me so fast. Been working on my RG God all day. Nice. Builds on hold. Scratch making a space battleship Yamato style ship from a standard USS Missouri kit. We need some styrene tubing for the wave motion. That's a really cool idea. That sounds like it'd be a fun kind of kit bash. Ahar from AOZ, MG Zaku Warrior, PG Unicorn, several AOZ build competitions starting up. Is there some sort of AOZ anniversary or event happening? It seems like every April. I don't know if it's just because April and AOZ start with the same letter, or if it has to do with an anniversary. I'm not really sure how it started, but AOZ April has been a thing for at least a few years. At least as long as I've been involved in the online community, I think. It's probably longer, but I don't know much before that. AOZ is Advance of Zeta. It was a manga that's supposed to take place before Zeta, basically. And it has to do with some of the, at least I believe it is. I've never read the manga, but it's supposed to be kind of the development of the Zeta and some other related transforming mobile suits, I think. A lot of really interesting designs out of AOZ. What's up, Peter Villas? Still slow work on the HG Moon. Also packing up my backlog as we were looking to move later this year. So one of the pilots is named April. Easy 8 legs feet tonight. Keep that in mind. Almost at 6 months into the hobby. More or good evening. Hazel is also a test bed suit during AOZ. Yeah, I think Hazel, there's a bunch of Hazel variants. Jim Quell, I think. Obviously the Zeta and some of the stuff related to that, but then there's like the Woundwort and Hazenflay and all that stuff that to me are like the most AOZ mobile suits with, you know, the kind of weird legs that don't seem to really be for standing, and very sleek, interesting designs. Back and forth if I like that burgundy color scheme. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, there's definitely aspects of this whole design for the Ghouls Delanza I'm not super fond of. It's a buster. So that all those interesting names came from Watership Down. Should read that book just for the names. What's I wonder what's Watership Down? Is that like a novel or something? I should just get back into reading in general. Got a stack of the Expanse books that I've been wanting to read since I got them as a gift, but reading really hasn't been something I've had time for. Novel about rabbits. Interesting. The Skeleton, I think it's the bug-like head, kind of morbid rabbit novel. I guess that's where the rabbit theming must come from in AOZ. Chocolate trauma, that's what it is. Also an absolutely horrifying animated movie of Watership Down. Interesting. Is it any good? I used to love to read, and those a couple years ago I was doing stuff like trying to read like 50 books in a year and that kind of stuff. And then I had to rebalance everything. So the days I was trying to like hit like a 10-minute daily meditation goal and other stuff like that too. And trying to consistently hit goals like that was adding more stress than I think it was helping with, unfortunately. Depends, you like traumatic scars. Good, like Riki Tiki Tavi is good. Worship Down is Gundam with Rabbit. Namely, it's a book about the horrors of war, but all the characters are rabbits. Sold to read, but my ADHD took over. Been reading the Horus Heresy lately to get back in. Suppose it parallel the rabbit colony with Nazi leadership themes. Interesting. I'll have to look it up. watching you guys' videos, even though I can't order from y'all since I'm not American. Where are you at, Frank? What part of the world? Folks rented it from me as a kid. Click play. Let me add. I think it's just another cartoon. Oops. Reading more manga than anything currently going through Trigun Maximum. Does that built up polycaps? No, it does not. I don't think any of the Witch kits do. Most of the newer HGs have done away with polycaps. If not all of them. I don't know at what point they switched over, but they definitely don't seem to be super common. Canada, America's hat. Evening, Mr. Nick, and to all you buildmates. What's up, John Cruz? What's up, Blasphemy Builds? I'm not gonna worry about those. Okay. I think with modern engineering for kits, they're becoming less and less important. They were kind of important, I think, to take up the slack in tolerances, but it's less of an issue now. What's the replacement? Complicated joints? No, I think they're just, you know, plastic pieces, polystyrene and such. They're just better with the tolerances, I think, so they don't have the issues that polycaps were kind of used to solve. You like the HD Moon Gundam? Ever wish there was a master grade? I haven't built it, actually. I've got one on my backlog. I probably should build it. Everybody raves about it. Everything I've seen, I think I'm going to like it, but I haven't been able to build it yet. I think they could phase out HG and do more RGs for the 144 line. I don't think they'll ever phase out HG, or at least not until they come up with something better that kind of replaces it. And that's because the number of HG kits they can design and pump out is significantly higher than what they can do for real grades, just because they're so much simpler. And they attract a wider audience because they're less complicated. So they'll probably always be high grades. Real grades, master grades, perfect grades have a much more challenging development cycle, I'd imagine. You know, I'm not able to support you guys. The most I can do is tell my American friends to support you guys. Well, I appreciate that, Frank. Maybe at some point we'll be able to figure out the Canadian shipping thing. Canada's probably one of the easiest international markets for us to try. It's one of those things where the one time I tried to ship stuff to Canada for a giveaway like 3-4 years ago, it went very badly with weird after the fact customs charges and stuff, and it was not super competitive pricing on the shipping when everything was accounted for. Gundam is okay. Didn't see that much hype building it, but Camphor, that was a really fun and enjoyable kit. The HG Camphor. Also want to report that, so I've been working on diorama stuff. I've got building a diorama for a foursome of the 30-minute missions exo-vehicle submachines that I built a little while back. And a couple weeks ago I attempted sculpt a mold for the first time. It was a disaster. I tore it all off to start again, but I'm pleased to report that the sculpt a mold phase worked way better last weekend. Apparently, if you mix the right ratio and do it as it says in the instructions instead of trying to eyeball it the first time, it actually gets the consistency everybody tells you it should be. It's a lot easier to work with than when it's, you know, too dry or too wet. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully be painting boulders and maybe even doing ground texture tomorrow afternoon if I'm lucky and everything works out the way I want it to. What's up, Black Otter team? Good luck. Oh, just not feeling the stream tonight. Happy building. See you later, Matthew. Okay, so this goes like that. Okay. Suggestion for scale sand: use baking soda. Interesting. So I've heard grout is a good way to go, or mixing grout with just actual sand and dirt. We've got so much snow on the ground right now that I don't think I can get to actual sand or dirt. So I'll probably be just going straight grout for this first one. But we'll see. What's up, Neepy? Just want to watch. It's been a bit fun to come see every weekend. Just need the shield bits from the aerial and I'll have my HG aerial finish. Nice. Rexon best standing tools. For clear color kits, got the Supreme MG Arc 78. Want to minimize numbers without scuffing the clear plastic. I've had good luck with the razor on the clear parts I've used with it. Getting them to actually, you know, staying clear and whatever. Ariel, I won last week. Right this afternoon. Just stopped by to say thanks. Awesome, my channel. Florida, like everyone else, here he does. But the black Tahiti sand used for fish tanks would look awesome. It's quite possible. Wish we had snow in NC. Nothing winter. Paper plus for clear kit. Definitely. The razor's fantastic. Okay. C20 and 22. Spotted MG Eclipse. So excited to start building a nice... Finished my girlfriend's mom's Get the Supernatural 1967 Chevy Impala, my first model car build. Definitely a different build. Interesting. Cool. UDU, put on press on decals. I'm not messing it up. High upfront cost for the razor is rough, but you save money in the long run because you don't have to buy standing sticks. Right. That's been kind of nice. Although I had so much sanding. Still have so many sanding sponges from the bulk pack I bought like 5 years ago or whatever. But it's nice not depleting a consumable resource every time you build, or depleting as much. So I think like sponges and sticks and stuff like that still have their place, but they're less necessary with a good glass file, I think. Toss a sanding sponge in with the stickers for orders. I don't have that many. Just did that Impala, nice looking kit. One of these days I should do an old school tank or plane or car or something. The one I kind of want to do, although it seems like the kits I've seen are super expensive. I'd love to do like was it like a C5 Galaxy or something like that? Because I think that's basically the right scale of a plane for the ones that the wing Gundams would have been in when they were being transported by air. I think that'd be kind of cool, but they're like $100-something kits. The razor disc based siren, but I still use my sanding sticks and sponge sticks. Well, it's the Japanese World War II plane. So I am not that much a perfectionist as I am. Still under 10 kits built. The razor just fine for me. Yeah, the main thing that the razor doesn't really cover is when you've got like inside curves that you're trying to sand, because it doesn't yield, it doesn't bend. As a kid, I mostly did a lot of World War II airplanes and classic cars. It's cool. I know I did a plane as a kid, way before I knew Gundam models were even a thing. I don't think I ever painted it though. I'm not sure what ended up happening with it. I know I did a ship as well, and I don't think I ever painted that either. I think it was a Nimitz aircraft carrier. power planes and tanks. I think they're a lot different because they don't tend to be snap models. There might be some snap versions out there, but a lot of them require glue and paint. Everyone a little late. Had movie night. How's it going? What's up, Mark D? What'd you watch for movie night? Anything good? Trying it for the mystery box. Super excited to find out what's in it. Stepped in the first two. When I heard what was in those, I had to get this one. Nice. Do 2 kids at a time, usually a car and a Gundam for trying time boredom. Shot for one of the IPMS shows. Saw Hercules for 125 ODO. Wife snagged a 132 F4G for 35 there. Well, I'm going to ValleyCon a week from tomorrow out in Western Mass. We'll be filming another IPMS vlog for that trip. So, I don't know, maybe I'll have to keep my eye out for something. And they're phasing out the Nimitz now, end of an era. What's up, John Pliskin? Those are definitely glue and paint. What's up, Nick Chase? Fallout wasn't too bad. Nice. We actually did our movie night. Saturday's our family movie night. We watched Jumanji, the old one with Robin Williams. It had definitely been a while since I'd seen that one. Got my ding and dent, MG high new, and I'm glad to report there's no internal damage. Nice. RIP to that legend. It's a legend we just launched. Or Lance Reddick. I just saw the some headlines somewhere. I haven't read any articles about it, but he wasn't that old. I heard, so always a bummer. But Destiny solo listing. Lance was sad. 60, yeah, 60 is way too young. Build up HGZ and ZZ collection. Picked up a Bewu the other day looking for a Bazram and Palace Athene right now. The model warship from Tamiya. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but it still caught me off. Let's make another one soon. Gotta run. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. See you later, James. Have a good one yourself. Alright, so these two will go together. Okay, I just wanted to say good luck with the draws. Have a good stream. Won't be able to sit in this one, unfortunately. Bummer. Thank you for stopping by, though. Have a good evening. Okay, so this goes in like that. B12. Garro's death will change the story of Destiny. So, I've never actually played Destiny. I know basically nothing about it. But if he's just a voice actor, I mean, they might just recast, right? It's a lot easier to recast voices, I think. Gonna kill his character off or get a different voice actor. Yeah, it'd be interesting. All those kind of decisions are always interesting. Major franchises have recast major characters before, and sometimes they try to recast him. He's just got such a unique voice. Pretty sure fans would riot if they recast him. His voice was iconic. I don't know if I know his voice well enough to recognize it. I'll have to go look that up after the stream. Hard to kill him off. One chapter away from the end of the story, though. But John Wick, he was in there too. Yeah, so I recognize his face. I just don't. I know him from that. It's been a while since I've watched John Wick. So we all love April O'Neil replacement, Turtles 2 and 3. I'm just thinking like Iron Man with Don Cheadle took over for, what's the other guy's name? Drawing a blank for War Machine. That was like a pretty major recast. And like the Batman Begins trilogy, they recast. Names are not coming to me today. Destiny has had recasts before. I still finally remember the Dinklebot. They have enough audio and the technologies there just to keep alive through Zavala. The War Machine recast because you want too much money. Terrence Howard, there you go. So if they get away with recasting stuff like that, where you clearly can see, you know, when it's like a major character, then it's a little bit easier to recast a voice, or because you can play games with audio stuff and whatever. What are we working on tonight, Brian? We are working on the Ghouls de Lanza, working on the left leg, and then I think it's hips, and then weapons. So with some luck, love this one. Knocked out and finished tonight. We'll see though. You catch up on G-Witch yet? Not yet. Hit another one last night. We'll hopefully make it more of a priority. Been a lot of nights where we've wanted to and had just the right amount of time to watch it, and then we picked another show in the same length because we're watching it subbed. I think there's dubs out now. We've been watching it subbed, and it takes a little bit more mental effort to watch something subtitled. We just finished watching season 2 of Vox Machina. That was really good. And a little ridiculous. Okay, B14. It's the worst Gunpla ever built. I'd have to say probably the HG Zaku 2. It's like HUC 40, really old one. Poor articulation. Struggles to kind of stand itself up. The joints are weak. It's a really old kit. It's a good place I can watch Turn A. No clue. Fox was fun. Season 2. Oh man, I'm out of the loop. Yep. Where's your strength come from? Season 1 was good. Season 2 was good too. Got the stream, brought some kids from shop online. I happened to grab myself a G Gundam type Moon, Ilfrith, and Wing Zero. Nice. Awesome, you. Thank you. Jeez, if the rent these was awful, but it was cheap. Which is why it was cheap. New D&D film sounds fun as hell too. Oh, which one's that? We just randomly stumbled on Vox and it was great. You know, if Bandai's going to be doing any more Star Wars ships, or is there still an issue with licensing? I didn't know if there was there an issue with licensing? I didn't hear They came from like 1997. Probably, it's an old one. RG God is the god of articulation. Also can't wait for the Renfield Nick Cage as Dracula. Which was an awesome dude, by the way. Emailing him about my orders made my day. He is a good one. Got some good people on my team. Trailer shows a cameo of the OG D&D cartoon characters in it. Interesting. Please help me out. I can't decide what to start tonight. It's between the MG Easy 8, MG Goof Custom, or MG Black TriStar Zaku 2 High Mobility. I think the closest one I've built to that would be the TriStar High Mobility. Any of the 2.0 Zakus are great. So I'd probably vote for that one. Let's see the live streams on packing orders. See, I don't think we would ever do live streams of packing orders just due to privacy concerns. We have to be really careful to make sure that we didn't accidentally capture someone's personal information and then dox them essentially in the middle of the stream. Nick, do you also sand the hands to your HG kits? How do you sand yours? I do. I'll sand any of the seam lines and nubs that I can get to. Usually the same way I do this stuff, unless it's, you know, inside, then I'll use a sanding sponge or something. Worst kit I ever built was the 172 pose black X-Wing. The instructions were printed incorrectly and made you put the wings upside down, and wing parts don't fit together at all. Ouch. Zaku 2.0s are go-to kits. Easy 8 and Goof Custom both show their age. I believe that. What's your opinion on the MGX line so far, and what MS would you like to see released in it? So I haven't built any of them. I don't think I will, because they all seem really expensive for what they are, and none of them are like Unicorn. I could take or leave. I've built the one Unicorn I basically ever want to build. Strike Freedom, I've got no connection to anything Seeds, so I really don't care about that one. So I don't really have an opinion other than nothing in that line so far makes me super interested. If they did a mobile suit I really liked, like I don't know if there's an MGEX Heavy Arms, I'd probably be all over it, for example. But it kind of depends on what they did for the extreme gimmick. Let's see. Which version of Alonzo to get? Made myself an arrow and I'm blown away how amazing it is. Okay, you completed this, your favorite? Probably the Heavy Arms Custom, the MG. Favorite go-to snack while building? Mine's Check Mix. I tend not to build or eat while I'm building because my hands are covered in sanding dust and stuff, and that makes eating anything with your hands at least kind of difficult. Am I too late for the giveaway? Not yet. We haven't done the first draw yet. I probably should do that soon though. Should get the rest of them. My backlog keeps growing fast and I'm building them lately. Figures Custom P Bandai, only the regular red MG. It is. It's a P Bandai. They reprinted it like a year and change ago maybe. I managed to snag one then. I was very excited that I was able to get it. Okay, so this is gonna go right in there. Okay. It was time to eat. There you go. All right, so we are going to do a draw tonight. Let's do, for this first draw, Nick, the microplastics add flavor to what you're eating. Exactly. Break time snacks. I never eat while building, but breaks are necessary. Okay, so let's do a number from 1 to 1200, and I want you to answer the question. This will be an interesting one. What kit did you like that everybody else didn't like? Or which kit did you not like that everyone else liked? We'll let the question go either way, and you can specify which way it was. I've heard people that are like, oh, I heard everybody likes this kit, but it stunk, I didn't like it, or I really like this kit, but everybody else says it sucks. So 1 to 1200, kit that you liked that everyone else hated, or the kit that you disliked that everyone liked. What's the one that you feel like you were contrary to? Remember, 1 number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses. You must be present to win, and your comment and the number has to be the same comment for it to be a valid entry. Almost tripped myself there mentally. B13. Haven't had that problem. Well, that's good. Every once in a while, we get a message where someone says, "Hey, there's something wrong with this kit." It'll be a kit that everybody raves about, and I've never heard anybody complain about. And it's just like, what are you talking about? That's kind of weird. I don't know if they made a mistake on it, or if there was something that was wrong with the one they received somehow, or they got it from someplace that somehow something happened to the kit or something. I don't know. Or they got a knockoff and didn't realize it. Ichiche again with the kit. Some people don't like the mint coloring. I feel like coloring complaints are bad ones because you can always paint it. You're gonna save box art. A lot of good ideas on YouTube. I've been saving mine. I haven't done anything with it, but I've been saving a lot of my boxes that are in okay condition. I probably shouldn't though. It's gonna catch up with me at some point. What was the question? What is the kit that you really liked that everyone else didn't? Or the kit that you didn't like that everyone else liked? Should frame them and hang them around the warehouse. There's not a lot of spare wall space in the warehouse, really, that will remain open and free. I've been thinking about hanging some of the art in my attic, where like hobby room, studio, whatever you want to call it is, where the warehouse was when it was up there. I just haven't figured out how, because the walls kind of slant inwards because it's an attic. So I'm trying to figure out how to hang them kind of safely. Thanks for the sub, Scott Whitehair. Picked up a couple high-res units. Any idea when or if more full mechanics Barbatos will become available? I'm sure they will at some point. Don't know. Don't know when. Picked up a couple high-res units. Any idea? Nope, I already read that one. How do I join? So Scott, if you want to join the giveaway, you're going to put a number between 1 and 1200 in the chat and answer the question, what kit did you like that everyone else hated, or what kit did you hate that everyone else liked? I'm going to call time here in a moment and do a draw. You need both the answer and the number to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. If you find a way to hang them in an attic, please share. I have the same issue. Okay. Song that's playing right now, the song's playing is called Welcome from Wantola. Don't, I should have skipped leg day. What would your answer be to the question? I don't know if I have one. I don't know that there's anything I've built that everyone hated. I think if there's anything I didn't. Yeah, I don't think there was one. You wouldn't even kiss that go either way without saying it like them or not, so it's not even answering the question really. It was a complicated question, to be fair. Okay, I'm gonna call time and do this draw. And speaking of songs, I think someone mentioned last week that Periphery had a new album out. I've listened to it today. Good stuff. Mr. Box today. Thanks so far. I've enjoyed both months I purchased. Nice, Scott. Okay. So 1 to 1200. One number for this MG F91. 990. I don't see a 990. I'll let you guys confirm. And if that's the case, we will draw again in a little bit. Says me, almost like it's very good stuff. I watched their like vlog type making of video too. That was pretty good. I like those videos that they do. What was the name again? Sorry, I just heard. Welcome. Name of what? Seen Perfect 2 times. Total nice. RG Zeta just to see why everyone else dislikes it. Okay, 820. I like Delane, they broke up, a good symphonic metal. Delane's pretty good. C25. Like Chill Stuff Covet is good too. I don't know if I've heard Covet. I feel like one of the other most interesting ones lately I've heard is some of the new singles from Angel Vivaldi's new album that's coming out. He's a, instrumental, prog metal kind of guitarist, and his new album's got a whole bunch of like acoustic stuff, I guess. He's got one that basically sounds like Latin jazz. Very kind of different, but still kind of awesome in a different way. Okay, would you recommend for an 8-year-old girl? My niece video chatted me today and wants me to build some models with her. I'm thinking about something SD. For SDs are good. If you can find them, the bear guys would be great. Especially for a girl. Pokemon kits are good. I sat and listened to an album since Judas Priest Redeemer of Souls. I had heard some of the songs, so I had to put it up on YouTube when I was doing some work this morning. Hello Kitty SDs, those would be cool too. Securing distributors, by the way. I'm glad I decided to be patient with my pre-order. I got the message yesterday that it got shipped. Thank you for your honest and transparency. No problem. I don't really know any other way to do it. I can't imagine trying to just like lie about it, so. Or Sonic Gundam kissed any celebrities? Not that I know of. I'm sure someone could have purchased one under a pseudonym, but to my knowledge anyway, I haven't sold to any celebrities. Can't wait for Nick to stick the feet on and complain that they look dumb. For to build it on my birthday. I do have to work that day. See that 160 bar toast from Anaheim Electronics, a badass, check it out. Supervising with nippers, that's not a problem. My 13-year-old nephew, I was building an HE Barbie with him and gave him an exact enough to cut trim stuff. I thought he was smart enough to cut. I was wrong. You know, all the praise for Nick's honesty really makes me concerned about what kind of expectations people have for Gundam retail, a couple retailers. I don't think everybody in the industry is, you know, I don't know what the opposite of honest is, but there definitely are some high-profile examples of businesses more or less taking advantage of customers in various ways. I won't name any names or tell any stories of what I know. I don't want to disparage anybody else's business, especially if they've changed what they've done. But I've heard plenty of stories that, you know, I'm not totally surprised. Okay. Okay, A18. So to make Mecha Warehouse my only stop for Gunpla, only girls worth the honors. I don't have what I'm looking for. The supplier video made me loyal. Appreciate that. Fiat and the Delonzas are strange. They definitely are. Times you've been tempted to follow bad business practices and what changed your mind. I mean, so I don't know if I've ever been tempted. Certain practices I understand. So, for example, the whole idea of taking pre-orders before you know how many you're going to get. We do a lot of our pre-ordering based on polling customers rather than based on actual orders. People often don't follow up with what they say. They'll get their opinions change between the time we do the research and when we get it available for pre-order, or they're impatient, pre-order it somewhere else, etc. So when you take pre-orders before you place your order, it allows you to know exactly how many you need, or at least gives you a better gauge on how many you should buy based on how people vote with their dollars. So that makes sense. The reason it doesn't make sense for Gunpla, at least right now, is that you never get what you ask for with new releases, or at least almost never get what you ask for with new releases. So if it's something that's really popular, you're almost guaranteed to overshoot your ordering and not get what you actually want. And then that makes it hard to fulfill those orders in a timely manner because you got to wait for a second round of reprints or hope they reprint it, and you know, it causes problems. So I understand why it's done. We don't do it. We might if we were to have suppliers where we knew we would be able to order no matter what, whatever it is that we wanted. But that's not presently the case, so we don't really do it that way. News on getting a hold of aerial rebuilds. So we expect those to become available at some point. Because we don't have our BNTCA orders anymore, we don't have any sort of guarantees on anything until we see them come available at the moment, until we kind of sort out our situation with the new distributors. Good experience with online other retailers, but none of the others really put face to business like Nick does. Thank you. Someone apparently got stabbed while trying to buy aerial rebuild. Jeez. Built the MGSD kit yet? Because I've really been curious about it. I haven't. We didn't get very many in, and I don't need it bad enough to take one out of the hands of someone that really wants it. If we get a good number in and they stay on the shelf for a while, I might grab one though, because I'm interested in the line. Just started popping overseas, so it'll probably be another month or so for the States. Sounds about right. Any winner today? Not yet. Plan on restocking display nippers in the near future. We plan on restocking them. We've been trying to get our next order in. The display order cycle is slow, in the past at least, and we're working through trying to level out some other stuff. And Kate's got like 3 other things on her to-do list that are important. She's still trying to catch up from some of our supplier changes in the like accounting side, I guess you would say, record keeping side. So as she catches up, we should be starting to order display again. So I'd expect later this year we'll see some more display restocks. So dealing with Japanese companies is a nightmare. My brother's ex-wife is a translator for Daikin. They hate working with Gaijin. Do it as a necessity. I can imagine Bandai's the same. I mean, BNTCA, all the employees over there, I guess not all of them probably, but the most of them are Americans, so although we just got our approval to go direct with Kotobukiya this week, and I will say that the brief time we've been working with them, they seem like a dream by comparison. Anyone else start watching the anime after last month's mystery box? Do more MGSD in the future. I'm very curious about them too. If they ever get restocked, I'll keep my eye on it. Or they just reprint the Magnite kits, but those sold out everywhere. Interesting. I'm gonna finish the Delon today, hopefully. Sabaton? What, the music that's going right now? I doubt it. No, it's a bunch of names. Eric, John, LeBros, Lawrence, Albert, Grin, and like 3 others that are currently obscured in the player's window there. Okay, next piece, C26. Nick sounded offended when he said Sabaton. It's like, I doubt it. Well, we're listening to this free streaming music station, so almost anybody that's like well known isn't going to be on here, because anybody that's got like a following, whatever, they can get, you know, money for what they're putting out there. You can barely hear it. My son is loudly narrating Minecraft at me. The question is, when will Bandai make an MG Goof Ignited go perfectly with the Super Sentai Zaku Warriors? I'd like an MG Goof flight type if there's already one. My bad, I don't know. I don't think so. Some new MG AOZ kits would be lovely. I think those would be fairly popular, considering how popular some of the other AOZ stuff is. Okay, A19. I like when they put detail on the surfaces that basically don't show. Okay, I think that's it for that runner. Only HG with real type colors, I believe. Those real type color kits are pretty cool. Wish I could get more mobile armor kits. That'd be cool. A lot of the the UC mobile armor kits would all be huge though. You built any RE100 kits? I have not. I'd like to though. I got I think one in the backlog. The Zaku, was it Zaku FC? I think. PGs take forever to build. True that. Alright, before I start sanding this piece, actually, let's do our next draw. So let's see. We're going to XCPG now. It's involved but incredibly solid. Sure, my backlog, just gotta find time to build it. RE100, Gine, Case Jagged, Dogas. It's something fun to build, looks amazing. Alright, so second draw of the night, we're going to do a number from 1 to 700, and we'll answer the question, what is your favorite master grade? So 1 to 700, what's your favorite master grade? Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win, and your number and the answer have to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. Dom 1.5. I want to build that one. I got both Dom and Rick Dom in the backlog. Maybe I'll get to those later this year. So much stuff I want to build and so many project ideas. So far, the Gen 2.0. Nice. Okay, D1, 2, and 3. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. So I'm just talking about how I like the inside detail. They put all this gray part here. They got all this detail in the inner panel here, and then these two pieces are going to be hollow. I feel like that's a bait and switch. Love HGs, but I understand they're super simple. Okay. That was a waste on the MG Barbato, so I kind of want one, but I built a few of the IBO HGs and weren't impressed. Orange mystery box today. Can't wait to start the Power Gym. This is a kid I've almost pulled the trigger on a few times. Nice. Who's built the MG Barbatos and can comment on that? I haven't built one myself. I do have one in the backlog, though. Looking for a cause, but I haven't built one yet. Any recs on which one to start? It's a good question. I haven't built any either. The bar's great, but haven't gotten my hands on it yet. Rock solid. Cool. The March mystery box hold. I'm not going to say, and I'd almost recommend that if anyone got one, that they not answer it just because they just shipped Friday, and so a lot of people haven't received them yet and kind of want to maintain the surprise for anybody that got one and wants to be surprised. But I'm sure if you check in halls, you know, in like a week or something, or ask next week, it'd probably be fair game, because I think everybody should have received it by the next stream. It's hard because some people are close by and get it quick, and I feel like half the value of the mystery box is that surprise. I could be wrong, though. I'm not the kind of person that goes in for mystery boxes usually, so... Got mine today, it's solid. Can we speculate? Sure. Yeah, that makes me think IBO. The one that just shipped is the mobility. The one that's coming next month is IBO. That mystery box is available right now, the Melee one. So if you're interested in getting a mystery box, those are available on the website right now. We still have a bunch available. Greater mystery box surprises half the fun, values the other half. That's what May would be. I honestly haven't thought that far ahead. I figured out what the April one would be a few days ago, so I just the ton of thruster kits tossed it right there. Could I suggest one? Sure. I mean, if you have ideas, inspiration is always appreciated. I'm realizing the more of these that I do, that trying not to repeat themes is going to get harder and harder. Theme could be villain. That'd be a good idea. Don't go for mystery boxes. Can I have what were in previous mystery boxes so I can decide if something I want to toss money into? Artillery for me. Artillery would be a good idea. That's a good theme idea. Doesn't do another tier box deck. It's been hard enough to play on the one. I could see it maybe happening. We're seeing some opportunities that we might do, whether it's a theme for just in the series or a special one-off box. We might do some like Kotobukiya boxes. Guerrilla Warfare, that'd be an interesting theme. All right, I need to call time here, right? We've been... Good Musume, martial arts. Some good ideas. I should probably be writing these down. It's typically in the mystery box. Kits, tools, paint. Kits and accessories. Typically, so the first one we did was... firepower, so it was a HG Goof Custom, the HG Giant Gatling, 30-minute missions, military weapons, and I think it was the Gundam Builder part, cannon arm or something like that was what it's called. What was the question? Sorry, a little bit too late, Caleb. Just called time. The second one was Am-Aim. February was Am-Aim, Kyoku Senki, and it was a full mechanics Kenbu, and then one of 3 other kits from the Am-Aim line. The theme could be Hex or Governor. Okay, drawing the number 700 even. Look at that. And then March I can't give away because we just shipped it. And April I can't give away because we haven't shipped it yet. Or we haven't, no, we're still selling them. Oh, 700. All Tyson. Knocked. Looks like we have a winner. Congratulations, Al Tyson knocked. The theme for Gundam box will be traumatized and emotionally crippled Protag. It's a pretty broad category there. So congratulations, Al Tyson. You can send an email to support@mechawarehouse.com with your info. And we'll send that prize out this week. Be overrated mechs. Oh, the Gundams that got chopped. Or fair what the special box was from the first 2 months. So January we shipped one of them with a MG Goof instead of the HG Goof Custom. The February box, some of the full mechanics were swapped out for the first production type that has the clear parts. It was less of a one-off and more of like, I don't know, like 10 of them or something. Last question, do winners have to pay for shipping fee? No, we cover shipping for anybody who wins. You get the LED kit before you build the F91. What was the prize? The prize today was the MG F91. Do a Mecha Girl box without taking a loss. They're pricey kits. With 30-minute sisters, I think we could. Kotobukiya would be harder. Frame arms girls, I think, tend to be a little bit more expensive. Especially where we tend to try to have more than one thing in the box. Don't want you to just open it up and have just a single kit in there or anything. Where are we stocked for MG Sinju NT? I need that kit so bad. I haven't seen it yet. It's the most overdone kit, as in so many variants. Unicorn. No, Unicorn RX-78 probably are the two that have had the most kits made of them. I get it with the RX-78, less so with the Unicorn. It's a PG. I'm fine with the single kit in the mystery box. Yeah, we probably won't do a PG mystery box anytime soon. I feel like the audience that's willing to spend that money for a random PG is probably pretty small. Likewise, even an MG box, I know people have asked for one, and I'd kind of love to do one. I feel like would be a lot more challenging because we'd have to raise that price to be able to like really get something in there, and MG prices can vary quite a bit. Be kind of challenging to get multiple things in there and get the value to be relatively even month to month. If we could do a subscription or something people were locked into to maybe get a few months to amortize out and balance the costs. Did he start yet? What do you mean, Joshua? Just hanging out. Gotta put the kids to bed. Have a good one, everyone. See you later, James. I need to re-release the build fighters and diver kits so you can do a build box with add-ons. Do a sub for these boxes, $15.20 a month. Not sure I follow. Because that's MGH2 Magnum, damn it. And I reprint. I was in San Diego this weekend. Went out to a local Compass shop. Do you still shop other stores when vacationing? I'll look at other stores, but knowing that I can basically get stuff at wholesale for myself, it'd have to be something I can't get that I'd actually buy. Man, the proportions on this thing are so weird. All right. A23 and 21. Help me with the best way to clean my airbrush. So what I do when I'm cleaning mine, if I'm just doing a light clean between colors, I will, drop some cleaner and or water into the cup. Usually I'll do some back pressure by putting my finger over the tip of the nozzle and blowing some air so it bubbles a little bit. Sometimes I'll wipe it out. Sometimes I'll spray it through, and I kind of alternate between the two depending on, how clean it is to start. If there's a lot of paint in there, I'll wipe it out just to save time. If it's already pretty clean, I might be more apt to use just by spraying it through into my, I don't know what it's called, the little container that I use to catch the spray when I'm cleaning. Thanks for the stream. See you later, Matthew. Which paints you use, Nick? I use Vallejo Mecha color. And then if I'm doing a deeper clean or having issues, I'll usually do all that stuff first, and then I will pull the needle out, wipe the needle off. I use interdental picks to get into all the small parts. They're basically for like cleaning in between your teeth, like if you've got gaps between your teeth and stuff. Nice to Bob's chunky boy, he's trying his best. Dom's legs are chunkier. I like Dom's legs better. Paint pot, there you go. Get the thin Vallejo you do. Like I forgot daylight savings existed very late. Hello everyone. What's up, Derillian? Are you in one of those places that doesn't have daylight savings by chance? Or your clock's just been off for a week? Brush cleaner, or would it be okay to clean with thinner too? Thinner would work. I use Vallejo Mecha Colors, so Vallejo makes an airbrush cleaner fluid that I use. You could use thinner. What kind of paints are you using? Because that'll kind of dictate to some degree what you want to use, I think. I think you'd use isopropyl alcohol for certain types of paint. Might be a good option. I don't really work with lacquers or enamels, so if it's one of those, I don't really have a definitive answer. There are places that don't have daylight savings. Yeah, I think Arizona is one of them. I want to say there might be like one other jurisdiction in the U.S. that doesn't either. That's to ruin the rubber in the nozzle. My airbrush doesn't have any sort of rubber. What airbrush are you using that's got Rubber Kid Robot? Parts of Indiana, that sounds right. If I spray lacquer, I usually clean with lacquer, otherwise acetone. We don't have it here. We have quite enough sun, no need to save any. I'm still in the hunt for a good airbrush. Also new to airbrushing too. But I got tips from Mr. Color. So that'd be a lacquer. Certainly the lacquer tip should apply for that. What Eclipse HPCS. That's what I use. Solid airbrush. airbrush recommendations for beginners. I think the Iwata Neo is supposed to be pretty good. A relatively inexpensive one. Brushes and Gunpla, two things people have strong opinions about. Do you sell the MW color stickers? Are they given away to purchase only? I think we had them for sale. I don't know if they do now, because their stock of certain colors came in and out. So I think it's only with purchase right now. Although if you see them on the website, then they're up, I guess. Okay, A22. Badger customer service exceptional. I've heard good things about Badger airbrushes. Gunboy 0.3 is relatively cheap and is good. Some people say it's Iwata brand. Okay, A22. Use plenty, but now I'm using a Badger and a Iwata airbrushing kit. It's heavy duty and made for nail technicians. Interesting. The HPCS doesn't have any sort of rubber seals, at least not in the nozzle area. I think that's another runner knocked out over here. Actually, might actually finish the Delons of this stream. Yeah, it's looking pretty likely. I got this on the backpack. This beam glaive thing. A little rifle. Sword thing. So pretty much there. So what's next on the G-Witch, or take a break for a while? Probably another G-Witch. I grabbed a couple to choose from that are down back over here, kind of off camera. So I think that's what's next. Kind of want to mix it up as well, but I want to get through all these G-Witch kits, and now I've got a growing number of them now that we're receiving these other shipments. So let's see. You give Ethan any pointers before airbrushing, or you just toss them in the fire? And he just got tossed in the fire. He figured it out on his own. He might have asked some questions though. Those two rubber seals, one behind the nozzle cap and body, and one on the back part of the body. I do know if the rubber, though, or silicone. So I think there's one. There's like an O-ring that helps hold the cap that covers the back, but that doesn't get anywhere near anything wet. And I don't remember there being one. I feel like the other one might not be near anything wet either. First batch could have come yesterday, but they got pulled back to come by Monday. Interesting. The Badger Virtual Con last year. The owner was answering the phone. I was happy to talk brushes equipment. That's cool. Was a number again. Ariel Mao, you must be behind. Someone already won the first, or I guess the second draw tonight. We already got the prize has already been won. The clips works on pressure fittings across the metal parts when tightened. I'm not sure. I think there might be some O-rings in there if I remember correctly. And those are probably what get compressed. But I could be wrong. razor squeakums. I feel like I don't hear the razor with the headphones on. Everybody was missing the sanding ASMR though, so. I honestly can't stand ASMR stuff. Makes me physically uncomfortable. Compressor with tank is almost the most of your budget allows. Yeah, the tankless compressors definitely are not as good for airbrushing, at least. All right, so backpack is done. Feel the squeaking in my bones when I do an accident. Don't even need to hear it. Okay. Do you want 6 and 7? Let's see. Look at that Delanza. I need 5 next anyway, so might as well cut that out, because I think that finishes off that runner. So close to 150 live streams. Yeah, we're definitely getting pretty close to that one. Long thin water slides are the most annoying to do. How do you handle it, Nick? I don't know. Patience and practice, I guess. I feel like they've gotten better. You start realizing what you can get away with. Keep the surface really wet, so it still slides really well. And just accepting the fact that parts are going to move and you'll have to tweak it a bunch of times to get it right, I think. Did a few really long ones on the Argama deck video we did. We assembled that and did water slides. Or I guess I assembled and did water slides a few weeks back. And there were definitely some long, thin ones with that one for some of the markings. Looks like a rhino beetle. It's got a little bit of that vibe. The proportions feel kind of weird. I mean, I guess it's supposed to look chunky, but I don't know. That waste, no one's squashing that pilot. And I don't really like this whole plume thing either. I'm also surprised if they do all these duels at the school and the rule is that you win by breaking the V-fin thing, why it would want this giant crest on its head. You'd think you'd want it as small and tight to the head as you can get it to avoid it being an easy target. Alonso wants to be tall geese. Yeah, kinda. Tenna's as big as his ego. In the anime, how many birds do you think died for that plume? Ghoul just showing off because he was so untouchable before Soletta showed up. The small guys here in Texas, the big trucks. Forget the rules and destroy the whole thing. How many cows died for Xandrox Cape and Endless Waltz? It was probably like polyester or something, right? Alright. Yeah, cool. We'll actually be able to finish this today. Question is what to do next. I've got an HG aerial and the Choo Choo's Demi Trainer up here sitting next to me as my most likely next builds. Choo Choo's Demi Trainer probably the most different because it's a completely new frame, and the aerial is probably very similar to the Ilfrith I did last, but could go either way. Choose Demi is a fun build, but kind of quick. Kind of split. Saku. It wasn't a choice. Good evening, late to the party again. What's up, Buttercup? Oh, no, both at once. Yeah, just do one with my right hand, one with my left hand. It makes the most sense to put space between Ilfrith and aerial, so I'd go with the Demi Trainer. I was kind of thinking Demi Trainer because there's going to be the other Demi Trainer at some point, so the sooner I get this one done, the more space there'll be between those builds, because they're both going to be probably really similar. And the aerial will be familiar with the Ilfrith, so spacing that one out too makes sense. So I was leaning towards the Demi Trainer. So I also got to put space between this Delonza and the other Delonza as well. RG Zeta. Got an HG Zeta at the warehouse I want to build to go on the Argama deck I built. Plan on filming that in a similar way. Multi-track gun for building, yeah, multitasking. limited desk space here. It's like doing a simul chess match where you're playing chess with a whole bunch of people at once. Actually, I'm going to do RG Zeta to this area that I'm working on. Okay, so this goes on there. RG Zeta is that good? I think a lot of people complain about the RG Zeta. I'm gonna do it because Zeta is my favorite Gundam. Well, that makes sense. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? How are the elephant feet on the Delanza? I mean, they're okay, I guess. It stands up. They support it. They're a little round. So as I hear complaints about kits, I get suspicious. I believe that. Some people complain a lot about kits, and then you get to them, and I feel like they're not as bad as everybody says. Like, I'll understand the complaints, but most kits really aren't that bad. You know, some of the complaints I've heard, the complaints are valid to a point, nothing you can overcome with practice and skill. Yeah, that's most things. I feel like some of the really old kits are definitely like legit complaints. But you know, the more recent a kit is, the less likely it is to be a real issue. Oh man, why do they gotta have the little hollow part there? That's kind of a bummer. Okay, E2. See, Infamous Kit says kits to build later when you have some experience. Zeta 2.0 Verka coming out. The Zeta Verka, I think, is supposed to be coming up relatively soon. April, maybe? I feel like the Zeta Verka opinions changed dramatically. I feel like when it was first announced, everybody on the stream was pretty much meh about it. And I feel like everybody I hear talking about it is all about it now. I mean, is that still true? Did everybody's minds change on the Zeta Verka, or just the people that are really into it louder than the people who aren't? Those reasons are considered problematic style transformation gimmick has been Kotoki's white whale for so long. Those green beam weapons, they look, yeah, I think the green, it's a good color. For this one. Check out the Transformer gimmick. How was the transformation on the Wing Verka that was done recently? Toki redesign is so good. In my opinion, keeps it junky like the 1.0 and a lot of cool details. Imagine how big is she or Penelope for Cod B? Yeah, that'd be huge. Probably won't ever see an MG of those. Alright, well, that's cool. So that's got its weapon. And then we got this rifle, so it's B26, 27, and 20. For GMG at some point, maybe when the movie trilogy is finished. And with some luck, maybe. Has anyone heard when they're planning to release the second one? Nick the Macross YF kit is a regular stocked item. Yeah, it's a regular release, so we'll hopefully get more of it. No news yet. Just with slots in the back for the kit racks. 10 out of 10 recommend. What desk is that? Sounds like a mail desk from 1940. I guess that does sound right. It's an interesting idea. Is everyone taking a look at the acrylic display cases we announced earlier in the week? IKEA Alex, I believe. The slot opens up for wire cable management, but it serves much better for racks. Interesting. To look that one up. Display cases are a game changer. I was excited when I found out the we'd be able to be so competitive on pricing with them. These look really nice. Had to order a couple MG nice. Any chance of getting a third-party kit? So sorry, I didn't see your comment. Depends on what you mean by third-party kits. Anything that's a knockoff kind of thing, probably not, or stolen IP. But other manufacturers, other than the mainstream ones, we possibly will be adding. The case, but they won't fit a handful of kits I really want to show off that way. Full extension wings, accessory poses, etc. We're hoping to look at doing a larger, large PG size one in the next round, but decided to try to just bite off the smaller ones first. And then maybe in a few months we'll look at doing bigger cases. Resin kits be coming. We might start doing resin stuff at some point. We're still trying to kind of get our feet underneath us with this distributor change thing. We've had a lot of orders real fast. We got some commitments with some financing that we got to take care of. And then we should be able to start adding new product lines and stuff. But we want to try to get all of our ordering for everything that we currently carry as consistent as possible first, before we start branching out into new stuff. How's the space issue? Space has become less of an issue because we've been able to control the incoming better. Not receiving massive truckload at a time has made that easier. We're gradually seeing some of our deeper stocked items gradually move and some of those pallets clear out. So space has been good. Should never be given the MG treatment. Kashatri, Nightingale, Penelope, what else? Those are very controversial remarks. There's a lot of people that would love MGs of all of those. Like the heavy arms, right? Is the Supernova heavy arms ever caught your eye? It's like a third-party kit I'm interested at the moment. I think it looks cool. I've got the Bandai versions though, so I don't know that I really need to build the Supernova one. And it's technically stolen IP. So I'll probably never carry it. What snips you use? I get the model kits from Amazon. Tried to use the ones Hobby Life, but they're not great. I use the SPN 120s from God Hand. I've got those up at Mecha Warehouse. They're pretty solid. They can be fragile. You gotta be careful not to use them on extra thick runners or whatever. You gotta use them just on the gates. But they cut very clean. So Dolfo. Supernova heavy arms, awesome kit, really. I've heard they're solid kits. I wish they were officially licensed. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. I love when a mobile suit can carry its backup weapons on it, or all its stuff on it at the same time. Looks so thick. It is definitely a thick one. All right, B25. I think that's the last piece here. How do you get into painting Gunpla? I have a handful of kits under my belt, and I'm curious on how someone would start. I think mainly just by starting. I looked at a bunch of videos on airbrushing technique and equipment, trying to figure out what I needed, and then I got some stuff and then tried it. If you're looking to airbrush, it's a good way to go. You could hand paint. Basically though, I'd recommend if you get an airbrush, spend a lot of time practicing on like spoons or something like that before you start painting the actual kit, just to get the hang of all the mechanics of running the airbrush and painting and stuff like that. That's what I like about the HD command quant. You can carry everything. Maybe practice on cheap kits first. That's a good idea too. Simpler kits, less expensive kits, things that are easy to work on is a good place to start. But before you even do an easy kit, I'd recommend, painting spoons and stuff, just to understand how to run the airbrush, all that stuff. Recommendation for paint brushes or sets. The only paint brushes for like hand painting that I've used recently are the God Hand ones. I got the semi-pro set. They're a little pricey. So if you're like brand new to painting, you might want to go buy a $3 pack of brushes from Walmart or whatever big box store, just because they're essentially disposable at that point when they're less than $1 a piece. But they're nice in that the bristles stay good. They don't have flyaways. You're supposed to be able to fix it when the bristles do start kind of getting off. They're just more expensive for the money. As far as paint sets, the way I started was buying the Vallejo Mecha set that's got everything. We have them in stock right now. They're a good way to get all the colors, and then you can kind of use them and fill in what you use to restock. Because sometimes it's nice to be able to just try different colors when you're trying to figure out a color scheme or whatever. By Meg is a series of Pin Comet Mecha build books showing you how good you'll never get at it. Start with spoons, but I need to get better at testing on them again after mix up a new bottle of primer. Appreciate the tips. Would you recommend getting a cheaper airbrush to start out, or should I invest in a higher quality one? I went the expensive route. I almost wish I hadn't, because in trying to resolve some of the issues I had, I definitely did things that I think damaged and degraded its performance. Like I definitely scratched the inside of the cup while trying to clean it out one time and stuff like that. And I wish I had done that to a cheaper airbrush first. If you're the kind of person who's really careful with your equipment, though, a good airbrush is the way to go. But there are definitely decent airbrushes that are less expensive, like an Iwata Neo, or I think Badger makes some that are a little bit less expensive. Some people get really serious, end up with multiple airbrushes anyway. How do you scratch it? I used the back of one of the needles. I had paint that was really stubborn, and I was just like trying to scrape it out rather than use more solvents. And I probably should have been more careful. I didn't realize it could scratch it. Do you have color recommendations for weapons? I only use markers still, and recently tried a gunmetal HG weapons, debating on if a darker black or gray would be good for, say, MG Zaku weapons. I've used various. I've used the gunmetal gray from Vallejo is one of my go-tos, which is a much darker kind of gray. But it really depends on what look you want. spend more time trying to figure out how to get it working than looking at your technique. Spend 100, 150 and you get something decent. I definitely wouldn't buy a like bargain bin one. There's definitely some good options though that are not, you know, hundreds, plural. Sort of the Harbor Freight combo kit, but the airbrush is awful. The tankless compressor is good for starting out. Use the Hobby Lobby Water Cheapo to get better and switch to a Badger 105. Try and use my 10-gallon air compressor for airbrushing. Just ordered all the parts. You need to get paints coming. Clips is a great choice. Was my first and lasted the past 3 years. Anticipate coming out for most thrusters, mechanical bits. Cool. A small sonic cleaner I was going to start using for cleaned pieces. I don't think you need to clean the plastic, but maybe it's better to have fresh, clean plastic. I wash my parts before I paint them. I just dump them in a bucket full of water with like a drop of soap. Scrub them with a toothbrush, mostly to get the dust off of them, because if the sanding dust is still on there, I can definitely imagine that being an issue when painting. And don't want any issues and such. Small airbrush was a portable airbrush off Amazon for like $50 to $60. I recommend it before paying full compressor brush so you can see how you feel about painting in the first place. So then I'm going to finish cleaning up this part, and then I think we're good on this build and good for the night. And then I'll formally decide which one to start next week. Probably be either the aerial or the demi trainer, Choo-Choo's demi trainer. Leaning towards a demi trainer. I guess we'll see how I feel next week. What paint set? Talk about with the 80-piece set, or is there a smaller set? It's the 80-piece set. It's a little expensive. Has a nice case. It's got some brochures in it with like color lists and instructions on how some of the different ones are used. And you can find all that information online though. But for me, it was very convenient to have all the colors handy. So when I'm trying to figure out what colors I wanted, I could just, you know, spray a bunch of them on spoons. Like if I wanted to mix stuff or try different combos, I could do so without having to worry about like placing an order to go get more paint or anything like that. All right, so this one can go up in here as well. So that's pretty cool. So that's what, number three done for Witch from Mercury for me. So we need a spray booth or something along those lines. It certainly helps. You can get by without one depending on where you're painting and what you're painting with. Definitely stuff worth researching. I'd go try to watch, you know, a couple hours worth of videos or read a bunch of articles or something like that before making the plunge. Get different opinions on airbrushes and equipment and techniques and paints and all that stuff. Who's your favorite Witch from Mercury character and why is it Choo-Choo? I think it actually is Choo-Choo. I wish there was a figurized standard kit of Choo-Choo because Kate also really appreciates Choo-Choo. I think for Halloween she needs to puff her hair out like that this year. Only or if Amazon was not a Mecha Warehouse. So anyway, I think that is it for tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be giving away something else and starting up a new kit, so that'll be fun. Real quick before I go though, don't forget 10% off all in-stock items with that St. Pat 10 code. So if there's something you need on the website, great chance to do it. Take advantage of that for a little bit of savings this weekend only. And yeah, otherwise, see you all next week. Hope you have a great